Howdy fellow YouTubers, Mr. Z Bunch Numbers here with a little bit of a Hot Wheels error update. As you folks know, I do a lot of Hot Wheels error hunting, and it's been a really good time of the year, surprisingly, to go out hunting for errors. And the reason I say that is it seems like all the stores are getting new inventory, resetting their toy aisles as a result. There's a lot of new cars out on the shelves and dump bins everywhere. And even if I'm not first to them, I'm still finding cool stuff. And I've also been making a couple of purchases online in trades. I did my first trade on the HotWheelsCollectors.com. I have a package from that trade that is on its way to me. I will do a special video for that. But yeah, I've just been finding a lot of error stuff lately and some really cool cars. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I've picked up recently. And I hope y'all enjoy the Error Fest. The first one I'm going to start with is this Synchro. As you notice, it is coming apart. And it is a one rivet car. And the deal with this one is it's mispunched. If you look below at the bottom of the screenage here, right by the rivet, you can see a circular punch mark. If I can try to highlight it, you got a little bit of a punch mark right next to the rivet right there. So as a result, the post, or what would have been spun, the plastic piece, is crushed. So it does not go back together, and if I were to take it out of the package, it would come completely apart. Now this one I'm not going to take out of the package, since it is a mispunch and it won't go back together all that well. I'm going to leave it in the package. So I think that's pretty much going to be my rule of thumb. If it's a fresh unspun that goes back together, I'll go ahead and rip it open, but if it's a mispunch, I'm going to leave it in the package. And then next, in a E-case, the second E-case dump bin that I found the sweet 92 BMW M3. And the cool part about this one, look at the card art. There's a side stripe down there, but not on the one I found. It is the new graphics on the side. It does have the hood tampos and the left side stripe, but not the outward facing side. So really clean looking error. Nice, nice. Then I also picked up in the E-case dump bin an all large wheel Acura NSX. Niceage, niceage. And yet another all large wheel that is kind of hard to spot. And it is the 5-alarm. Now all these come with 4 big back wheels and smaller front wheels. But as you can see, all the 6 wheels on this one are the same size. A little bit of a squeeze in that front wheel well, but not too much. One of those errors that if you don't really know what you're looking for and you're not paying too much attention, it would very easily escape you. I mean, even if you look at this, you would think, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Looks about normal. But it is an error. All large wheel. And then I found this at Target. Now you say, well, Mr. Z, that's a 2010 new models. Why would you have found that at Target? Well, it turns out my collector friend Mike had returned it. I thought it was a little bit odd that I found 4 Carbonator treasure hunts sitting on the shelves and this random Tyrrell with the chrome front wheel. He returned it for whatever reason. Doesn't really matter because it's an error. And luckily, I found it, so no harm, no foul. I ended up with the error anyways. And then another Target find, the classic Nomad with no windows. How silly is that? And then at a Walmart, I found a mismatch wheel Honda Civic from these Music Series cars. Pretty sweet. It's got the MC5 on the front and PR5s in the back. And in a E-case dumpin', I found a BMW 2002 missing some paint. A little bit light on the paint in the back, so you can see the bare metal on the back and on the side. A little bit of an interesting one. I think that's pretty sweet. This is probably the worst example I have, or I should say the best of the worst missing paint cars that I have found. pretty cool. And then a really nice piece to find, an error on the Zamek exclusive. And if you haven't guessed it, it's an all small wheels error. Another one that's a little bit tough to spot if you're not really looking for errors, but stood right out to me right away, and I think it looks kind of cool with all the small wheels on it. Looks interesting. And the last error that I found, and is a new one for my book, and I have not seen very many like it. It's an oval wheel! I mean, oops. This is, I don't know how to describe it. I would say that this wheel was either melted or crushed, but I'd go more on the side of melted because it's not cracked in any way, shape, or form, but there are pressure marks on the top and bottom of the wheel. So, I don't know. Either it was crushed or melted. Either way, it's got an oval wheel that still moves. Isn't that a pretty trick? It's a Lamborghini Gallardo LP 570-4 Super whatever. I'm not going to try to pronounce that because that's too fancy for me. Anyways, so yeah, finding a lot of errors. I'm really just excited about that, you know. Been second, third, fourth to dump-ins pretty regularly and consistently in my area, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, if you find what you like, that's all that really matters. And you know, if you can't find treasure hunts that often, you know, adjust your collecting style. Find a way to make the hobby enjoyable. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done lately, and it's worked out pretty good for me. Anyways, I hope you folks enjoyed. Happy hunting. Peace until my next update.